Welcome to the Activated Story Theater's 139th podcast.
This episode we bring you The Woman Who Flummoxed the Fairies, a story from Scotland.
Hi, I'm Dennis.
And I'm Kimberly.
And together we are the
Activated Actors. We are coming to you from Reno, Nevada,
which is our pit stop.
It's our production area where we get ready for a new show to bring out some new stories. We've put to sleep the monkey and the hat seller. And
after a 3-year run with that story, it's finally taking a nap.
I'm going to miss the monkey, but we'll bring it back probably sometime later. It's going to be one of our favorites forever. Let's see, that one's going to sleep. We also put to rest...
The Bridge in the Dream.
The Bridge in the Dream.
Which was another fun story that we premiered last season.
I'm going to miss being the dancing genie.
Yes, that was fun.
Yeah, that was a good one, too.
Simple Yvonne, which is another perennial favorite.
Yes, Simple Yvonne, which is the noodlehead story from Russia.
But we are holding over Tops and Bottoms.
We are holding over the fox and the bear, and they're fighting over the crops, and they can... Well, actually, not fighting over the crops. They're splitting the crops pretty evenly, half and half. That one's going to stay with us. We'll keep that story for live on stage versions.
And Reno is where we have our storage unit. That's why we retool here.
We're sewing the set and sewing some costumes and getting ready for our new shows.
And I'm composing some music for the new show, which is really a lot of fun. I love composing music.
We've got some exciting stories opening up, too. I'm looking forward to doing Red Riding Hood.
And we'll also be continuing Something from Nothing, which is one that we started last fall.
Yes. That's a bit of fun one. That one didn't get a lot of play, so at that one I'm looking forward to doing it in more locations.
And we're bringing back The Dragon of Krakow, another perennial favorite.
A story from Poland about the menacing dragon.
And a brand new story from India. Well, a new one for us.
New for us. But we did it on a podcast.
We did it on a podcast.
Yes.
From India, The Boy Who Wanted to Drum.
Yes, we did do a podcast version of it, but this will be the first time we're going to stage it and perform it. So that will be opening up soon in June, and we'll tell you about where some of those shows are coming up that you can see a live show coming up. We'll tell you after the story, The Woman Who Flummoxed the Fairies.
And flummoxed, of course, means tricked, deceived, frustrated,
perplexed,
something like that.
Outwitted. A story from Scotland.
Long ago in Scotland, there was a woman named Margaret, who was the best baker in the whole country. Whenever there was a baking contest at a fair, it wasn't very fair because she always won. And once again, the prize goes to Margaret, whose cakes really take the cake. One day, she was on her way home from the market after selling some of her pies when she passed by the woods.
Wow! All of a sudden, I feel so drowsy. Oh, well, hey, I still have miles to go, and I'm ahead of schedule. Oh, maybe I could just lie down here in the grass and take a nap. Oh, this is a nice spot for it. Oh, with all these beautiful puppies.
So she lay down and slept a very deep sleep, and when she woke up...
Hey, where did the woods go? I'm in some kind of a grotto or something.
Bingo, dearie.
Huh? Who said that?
It's me, the king of the fairies. Who did you think it was, Pancho Villa?
Oh, this is a dream, right?
If it was, my palace would have more interesting draperies. I have had you brought here because word has spread about what a fantastic baker you are. We need you to bake a big cake for us for our Shakespeare festival next week. We're doing A Midsummer Night's Dream and all that. So we need a really big cake to feed a lot of fairies.
Oh, that's very kind of you, but I have all the work I can handle. My skills are not for hire.
You don't get the whole concept of being snatched by fairies, do you? You have no choice in the matter. You can either bake our cake for us or spend the rest of your life as our prisoner, weaving straw into gold or something. Your choice.
Now, Margaret saw that there was no way out, so she decided she would try to outwit the fairies.
Okay, I'll bake your cake. But if it's going to be as good as my usual products, I'll need to get my baking utensils, and flour and sugar and eggs and so on.
But we have those things here.
Well, it wouldn't be the same. If you want my cake to taste like my cake, then I'll have to use my equipment and ingredients. If I use yours, I'll just end up with a cupcake.
Hardy har har. Boy, we never heard jokes about our size before. Very well. You may use your instruments and ingredients to make the cake.
Oh, good. Well, I'll see you later.
Bep. Where do you think you're going?
Why, I'm going home to get the things I need, of course.
You think I'm that big of a fool? Please, no jokes about size. Once you leave, you won't come back. You'll stay away from our poppy field in the future. Give us a list of what you need from home, and we'll send some of our fairies to get everything and bring it back here. No charge for delivery.
So the fairies went to her house and brought back the cake pans and the measuring cups and the spoons and the whisk and the eggs and flour and butter and salt and sugar and spices. So she set to work baking the cake while the fairy king waited anxiously.
Let's see. A pinch of this and a spoonful of that. Oh, and a dash of the other.
Well, how's it coming?
Oh, not bad, but something is missing.
What?
Well, I'm not sure, but I think the problem is that usually when I bake, I rock my baby in his cradle at the same time, but now he's at home being cared for by the maid, and it's just not the same without rocking the baby. Rocking the cradle just gets my rhythm going, you know?
Very well. We will send some fairies to fetch your baby in his cradle so you can rock him while you work. I'm sure the maid will appreciate the time off.
So they brought the baby in the cradle to join the cake pans and the measuring cups and the spoons and the whisk and the eggs and flour and butter and salt and sugar and spices. And she set to work baking the cake and rocking the baby at the same time.
Hush, little baby, don't say a word.
Yeah, you just had to get that word little in there, didn't you?
Oh.
How's the cake coming now, huh?
Well, it's better, but something's still missing.
What might that be?
Well, I've gotten used to baking with my cat running around. It's just not the same without her. So I'm not sure the cake will turn out quite right.
Very well. I'll have the troops bring your cat, too.
And so the cat was brought in to prowl around and purr and rub against Margaret's legs as she baked the cake with the cake pans and the measuring cups and the spoons and the whisk and the eggs and the flour and butter and salt and sugar and spices.
Let's see now. I have to stir this for exactly 19 and a half minutes while facing due north.
How's it going?
Oh, a little better. It's beginning to feel more like home now. Oh, but there's still something missing.
What is it this time?
Well, I usually put the kettle on to boil and have some tea while I work. I think if I had that, it would make me feel much more at home, and the cake would turn out more like a homemade cake.
Very well. We'll have someone get your kettle, too. Oh, I never realized that a cake had such strange ingredients.
So they brought the kettle and filled it with water and put it on the stove to boil. And she went back to working, along with the cat and the cake pans and the measuring cups and the spoons and the whisk and the eggs and flour and butter and salt and sugar and spices.
I'm a little teapot, short and stout.
All right. Enough with the little business. Oops. When is that cake going to be done, anyway?
Oh, very shortly now.
You just have to keep it up, don't you?
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean anything by it, but... there's still something missing.
What is it this time? What?
Well, my dog usually sits on the kitchen floor and wags his tail while I'm working. I think if I had him here, the whole recipe would come together quite nicely.
All right. We'll bring you the dog. But this better do the trick. I'm losing my patience.
And as you might have guessed, the fairies brought the dog to join the cat and the kettle and the cake pans and the measuring cups and the spoons and the whisk and the eggs and flour and butter and salt and sugar and spices. And Margaret set to work again.
Okay, the cake just needs to cool while I whip up the icing, and then everything will be set.
But about that time, the tea kettle started whistling, which made the dog bark, and the cat meow, and the baby cry, all at once, no less.
That racket! Stop it! We fairies can't stand loud noise because our ears are so small. Go ahead, insert the joke of your choice, but just stop all the noise.
Whatever are you talking about? It sounds just like home to me. I always have this kind of commotion around me when I work. Oh, maybe I can get it done right this time. Oh, but I think I messed up right at the beginning, so I'll have to start all over. But now that I have all of my household noises here, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
No. Never mind the cake. We'll just have leftover fruit cake instead. Nobody else wants that. Just get all that racket out of here before our entire kingdom collapses.
And so Margaret went back home with her baby and cradle and dog and cat and tea kettle and cake pans and measuring cups and the spoons and the whisk. But she left the eggs and flour and butter and salt and sugar and spices for the fairies to bake their own cake. And they never bothered her again.
And that's the story of the woman who flummoxed the fairies from Scotland.
Ooh, she's a smart cookie, isn't she?
She was, yes, and she was able to... Yeah, very good.
She was able to what?
She was able to work around all the noise. I don't imagine any other housewives are able to do that.
Oh, you don't think so, do you? Those mothers can pull off wonders. Believe you me.
How would you know?
I have no idea. All right. Like we said, we do have some shows coming up for you to see us live on stage, thanks to some libraries. This summer, we'll be doing some fun summer reading programs, and you can join us live on June 7th at the Fayetteville Library. That's in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
At 10:30 a.m. That'll be the premiere of our new show.
Oh, we're getting excited for that. Then on June 12th, if you are with somebody at the McConnell Air Force Base, or if you have a base pass, you can come see us at the library there at 10 a.m. on June 12th.
That's near Wichita, McConnell Air Force Base.
Yes. And then we're going to be back in the Fayetteville, Rogers, Springdale area. On June 18th, there'll be a live show at the Rogers Library at 10 a.m.
And on June 20th, Yellville, Arkansas, the Marion County Library at 11 a.m.
And then we're on our way to Walnut Ridge, Arkansas, June 24th, and Jonesboro, Arkansas, June 25th. There is a 2 o'clock show on the 24th at the Walnut Ridge Library. And on the 25th, there's 2 shows. One's going to be at the Parker Park Community Center at 10 a.m. And then the other one is at 2 p.m. at the mall. The mall at Turtle Creek, yes. And then that wraps up June, and we've got some more shows coming up in July. Let you know about that in the next podcast. How about that?
That sounds like a good deal.
All right, so lots of Arkansas and Kansas shows coming up in June, and then we keep heading east. So I hope to see you at a show this summer. If you can't wait for the next podcast and you want to find out where the shows are going to be and what time and when, if we're coming close to you, look us up on the website, activatedstorytheater.com, and look for the schedule, and we will see you at a show. Come say hi to us.
Until next time, stay activated.
Activated Story Theater is committed to bringing fun, educational shows to schools and libraries nationwide. On stage, we use physical comedy, American Sign Language, imaginative props, and a giant, oversized book to bring multicultural folktales to life. For booking information, check out our website, activatedstorytheater.com, where you can also find out when the activated actors will be performing near you. Read a story or order one of our audio CDs. You can subscribe to this podcast on iTunes or listen on Stitcher. We look forward to your comments and folktale suggestions. Stay activated. Until next time.